The starting point in our process at Emerald Textiles is on the soil side, where the trucks drop off used linen from our hospital customers. Our trucks roll out 365 days a year, delivering clean linen and picking up soiled linen. Emerald's customers are large health networks, and their hospitals are open every day. And so are we. When the soiled linen comes in, it arrives in these green carts, bagged in the barrier bags you see.
To begin the sorting process, those bags are lifted via conveyor equipment and the contents are distributed into our sorting area. Emerald's soil sort production line is one of the longest and widest in the industry, and we designed it that way not only for employee ease and comfort, but also because we prioritize returning lost items to our customers, the hospitals.
In the hustle and bustle of work that goes on there, it's not uncommon to find patients' valuables like phones and jewelry, but also sometimes hospital equipment gets tangled in the linen.
Our well-designed soil sort is an opportunity for us to gather those lost items, enter them into our proprietary lost and found system, and make sure they are returned to the rightful owners. Environmental responsibility is very important to us here at Emerald, and that's one of the reasons we use a gravity-driven system throughout our facility.
Once the linen is sorted into its designated area, it is then loaded into the bags that transport it from the soil sort into the washing systems.
During that process, using a rail system, the linen is lifted up and then it glides downhill a number of times with minimal use of energy. As you move through our operation, you will see that time and again in our process, but it begins in soil sort. We have 54 different stations where we're sorting the laundry. Sheets go into one bag, blankets go into another, towels in another, and so on. We are sorting 54 different unique items. The bags have a 250-pound capacity, and as they fill up, the chute closes and the bag is automatically hoisted onto the rail system.
By lifting the laundry using technology in our rail system, we're using the weight of the dirty laundry to drive it through the process with gravity instead of energy. As the bag is filled and lifted onto the rail system, another bag is automatically placed on the chute.
During the process of changing the bags that transport the linen to the washing systems, the person at that station can continue sorting laundry without a pause, creating a higher level of efficiency. One matter of significant importance is physical separation between the soil and clean side of all healthcare linen processing plants.
At Emerald, clean matters, and we ensure cleanliness and compliance in all our processes. The most effective way to ensure that separation is with a solid wall between the two areas. At Emerald, that wall runs the length of our plant, with all the appropriate washing systems built into that solid wall. The only way for soiled linens or carts to get to the clean side of the facility is through one of our dedicated cleaning processes.
Federal, state, and OSHA regulations require that linen be processed at the proper temperature for a specific amount of time. Emerald complies fully with those requirements to ensure that pathogens and infectious disease that could exist on the linen is eradicated. Nothing moves from the soil side of our plant to the clean side without going through one of our dedicated cleaning processes. Just outside is our power plant, and it's important for it to be outside the building for a number of reasons. First, we care about our employees' safety and comfort. The power plant is where our equipment heats up, and it also creates a lot of noise in the process. It provides a much higher level of comfort for our employees to place that equipment outside while it is creating the power to drive the plant inside. Not only does that create a more spacious work environment, but in the summer it eliminates generating a lot of heat in a work environment that is already very warm. Also, from a noise standpoint, it's better to place the noisy equipment outside, away from our people whenever possible.
The first, and maybe one of the most interesting features of the power plant, is our heat exchange unit.
The water comes into the system at approximately 62 degrees depending on the time of year, and is heated to the level needed for processing healthcare linens. Because we are focused on efficiency and environmental sustainability, we reuse the water in our washing systems. To do so, we filter the water from our machines and run it by the boilers and water coming into the system, which preheats the water and only requires a small amount of energy to boost the water temperature to the proper processing level because we are recapturing some of that hot water that we've already created.
After that water feeds into our temperate water tank, the temperate water tank is used for two things. First of all, it's the water that's used in the first pocket of all of our washing machines.
Tempered water is at the correct temperature to ensure stain removal in a hospital environment, and we use that tempered water to fill the first pocket in all three of our washing systems. We also run that tempered water over the top of our 4 Parker boilers that are used to generate steam. While that steam is injected into our tunnel washers for use, a byproduct of the steam is also heat. So when we pass tempered water over the top of the boilers, we are actually heating the water for use in laundering without using any additional energy. So simply by using engineering to run water past the boilers and using the byproduct, heat, to help us raise the temperature of the water, we are achieving the proper temperature for healthcare linen processing. One interesting point is that when the plant starts running at the beginning of the day with the first shift, we do use some energy to start heating water. But because it's a closed-loop system, as soon as we're operational for about 30 minutes, we use minimal energy to heat the water. Not only does that help save cost on utilities, it helps us preserve precious natural resources. We can run the plant for 20 hours without really using much energy to heat water to the compliant temperature for processing. Also in the power plant area of our facility, we house a powerful water filtration system.
This is a recent purchase and represents over $1 million of investment. Originally, when we engineered the plant, we forecasted that we would save the community an estimated 40 million gallons of water a year. We made that calculation based on our high-tech washing systems, which use about a gallon of water less than our competitors in the Southern California area. We use about a half gallon per pound of laundry we process. In addition, the water filtration system takes the water from our washing systems and filters it at the highest level before injecting it back into the system.
Because of this new system, we are now saving an estimated 120 million gallons of water a year, which is a pretty significant savings and has even been recognized by the local water authority. Saving water is such an important issue, especially in Southern California. So any investments that we can make to help preserve this precious natural resource is really important to us. In any laundry facility, there is a tremendous amount of lint. To help eliminate the challenge, we installed pollution fighters. They are the pieces of equipment you see hanging from the ceiling strategically placed in high lint areas to help remove the significant amounts of lint that exist in a laundry processing plant. They were definitely a worthwhile investment.
Back in the plant, there are 3 tunnel washers. The 2 Milner washers are the original machines we purchased when we opened the plant. You'll notice that there are 7 different panels, and each panel represents a pocket. Each load is comprised of 250 pounds of linen, and in the first pocket, we use the temperate water and a lot of soap to start the process.
During processing, what's in the first pocket gets moved into the second pocket, and so on. Each pocket represents specific types of processing depending on the linen being washed in that cycle. The system completes a 360-degree rotation as it works its way through the process. Then we deposit another 250 pounds into the first pocket, and so it goes throughout the day. Once a load of laundry processes through these machines, we use a hydraulic press, which uses about 800 pounds of pressure per square inch to squeeze the water out of the linens, which also cuts down on drying time and the corresponding energy use.
The product comes out in what we call a cake, which is a big round block of clean linen. That cake is then lifted up and put into the dryers. Each piece of our process is formulaic, so for instance, if we're doing sheets, the sheets have a certain formula in the washing machine and a certain dry time, which is all programmed into our system. When the cake is being hoisted into the dryer, the computer knows if it's sheets, blankets, or towels. Each item has a different formula including dry times. So the cake gets spun into the dryer on one side.
If the load is sheets, it might be in there for 10 minutes before getting discharged on the other side, where it's taken down a conveyor belt to be lifted up onto the ceiling of our rail system.
Up on the ceiling, you'll notice the bags filled with laundry, which is all clean laundry. Like we mentioned before, The bags on the clean side of our laundry can't pass over to the soiled side and vice versa. The bags on the ceiling you see here all have clean linen in them to be distributed to the different work centers based on what type of item is inside. Over on the one side of this space, you'll see the area where we do our flat work, which includes both regular and fitted sheets. The equipment here is pretty fascinating, and the first piece incorporates a spreader. The operator takes a sheet and puts it onto the spreader, which has eyes that can identify the corners of the sheet automatically, and, as the name describes, spreads out the sheet. The wrinkled sheet is then fed into the ironer and comes out of the ironer a nice ironed sheet. The ironer also automatically feeds it into the folder, which uses compressed air to fold the sheet and creates a neat, clean stack to be bundled. Everyone who walks into the plant says, "I need one of those at home." We built quality control into the entire process all along the way. In fact, you may have noticed the yellow, green, and orange carts throughout the plant. Those are used for linen that doesn't pass through our QA process and meet our high standards, so it is being sent back through the facility for relaundering.
The next set of equipment is where we do small piecework.
We have a number of different types of folding machines that handle everything from towels to gowns. When you go into a doctor's office, you probably put on some sort of patient gown.
What you might not realize is that Emerald actually owns the patient gowns as well as all the linen used in the facility.
Most of our large health networks collaborate in our linen pool, so you could feasibly sleep on a sheet at one hospital on one visit and end up on the same sheet at a completely different hospital 2 nights later, after it's been properly laundered, of course. This allows the hospitals to rely on us to handle ordering and inventory, along with ensuring the linen is clean and compliant with healthcare laundering requirements. Next, you'll see the blanket area.
Hospitals use a tremendous number of blankets, and so we process a large amount of them every day. The blanket folders are dedicated because you need a specific type of folder for those items, and they are used so regularly that we continually invest in this type of equipment. Emerald originally utilized 52,000 square feet in the building, but early on, we realized we had a tremendous opportunity in the marketplace. When we launched, we learned that many of the healthcare networks were not satisfied with the products and service from our competitors. While we started by leasing 52,000 square feet of our existing building, we quickly added on, taking another 25,000 square feet, and now utilize the entire building of 111,000 square feet.
That leads us over to the garment processing area.
The garment processing station is really a plant in and of itself. It's a separate area where we have special pieces of equipment that do the sorting and the folding of those garments.
This includes the scrubs that the doctors and nurses are using at hospitals or clinics that you visit. Scrubs and lab coats are folded and sorted by size, and then wrapped in specific packaging by hospital and moved into our tie-out area. In this part of the process, we are building orders for our customers on a daily basis. Our trucks roll out every day, making deliveries. We have a standing order that we build every day for these hospitals that is based on our service team working hand in hand with hospitals to monitor their usage and ensure they always have the right amount of clean linen in stock.
Our regular practice is to process linen well in advance of when orders are needed. Because of this, even if there is a power outage or some other issue in our service area, we always have the right amount of linen available for our customers. A couple of years ago, there was a major power outage throughout Southern California that lasted over 10 hours. During that time, we didn't miss a delivery. Because of our standard process, work was done well in advance and we didn't miss a beat. All of our deliveries to customers were complete and on time, despite the outage affecting every other business in the area. We're pretty proud of that. There are times when we are building an order, such as an order of sheets, and we know that we need to send a cart full of sheets to a particular customer.
It is possible right at that moment on the production line, we're not running any more sheets. It doesn't become an issue for our productivity because we have a supply of processed clean sheets.
So instead of trying to drive another big bag of sheets through the washing and drying process, we simply top off that order using a clean inventory which is wrapped and waiting in storage. As we move through this area, you'll notice many carts with processed clean linen that is ready to fill customer orders. We are prepared in advance so that while we are filling orders from the production line, we also have extra linen on hand for efficiency and can fill the order without impacting production.
So the truck drops off the soiled linen at the beginning of the process where we started. Then the inside of the truck is cleaned out using a quaternary disinfectant, and we deliver the truck to the docks on the clean side where it is prepped for delivery of clean linens to the hospitals.
That is the process, and it happens every day, 365 days a year. We also have a team that is dedicated to maintenance and cleaning and works when the plant is not operating. So we're either producing clean laundry or maintaining the equipment, which is imperative to our success. One of the things that differentiates us from others is our commitment to our equipment, the facility, and our environment. At Emerald, clean matters, and we practice ongoing maintenance and investment to ensure the cleanliness of our linen and uphold our commitment to the environment.